So I'm sure you've all heard of Otto Warmbier. He's that 22-year-old American student that went to North Korea, got put in jail for like a year because he was pulling down some propaganda signs or whatever. So he came back. He was in a coma, and he's recently died like a couple days ago. And I have the greatest sympathy for his family. I don't think what happened to him was justified. I don't think he deserved it. If you're reading Salon HuffPo, Affinity Magazine, they're essentially saying like, "Oh, his white privilege didn't protect him this time, and this is this is awesome. Like this is what you get," And they're like ecstatic about it. They're happy, and like, granted, after he died, they're like, "Oh shit, oops." But when he first got captured like a year ago, I remember late night TV like making fun of it. They were laughing, having just the time of their lives. But if this wasn't a white male who was captured, if it was like somebody else, they would not be acting this way, right? And they wouldn't be gleeful when he came back like in a coma, where there was a lot of people that were on the left that were like fucking happy about this. And it just shows you like a window into their mind, their mentality, how they think, right? They're like, look at what happened to that congressman after he died. Like, people were praising it, right? They're like, well, he is a bigot and this and that, so he kind of deserved it. It's like, holy fuck, man, these people are crazy. Like, the rhetoric being thrown around right now, no wonder people are like going nuts and shooting politicians and this type of shit. Like, look at the shit that's coming out from these people. But honestly, at the same time, you should not be going into enemy territory. He should not have done that. And I don't like what happened to him. He didn't deserve what happened to him. But at the same time, we're not going to send in like SEAL Team 6 to extract you, or any citizens that goes to like a war zone voluntarily. It's like, we're not going to risk more lives to get you out, and we're not going to start a war over taking you back at the same time. So we shouldn't, like, we should understand that yes, he did make a mistake as well, and this is kind of like the failure of clearly like the American educational system. Like, if he thought that he was able to go into a communist regime, a communist country like that, where they'll put you away for absolutely nothing, no reason, and he thinks he can get away with that. Now, you could say that's white privilege or whatever, but I think that's just ignorance on his part, and just stupidity. Whereas, yeah, what happened to him, like I said before, he didn't deserve it. But when you go to these places, you take your life into your own hands. So I don't feel that bad that what happened to him. I have sympathy. But if you're climbing a cliff with no gear and no safety gear, and you fall off, it's like, you took that risk climbing that cliff face, and you were hoping you weren't going to fall, but you did. And maybe you were ignorant about the the dangers of it. Maybe you weren't aware that you could fall back and die. But maybe your parents and maybe the schooling system should have like better educated you, right? But yeah, no, I still have sympathy though, right? I don't think it was right, but don't go to these countries anymore, right? Anybody who's in these countries, try to leave as soon as you fucking possibly can. If you're in these types of places, leave immediately, because you're not going to get help. You're not going to have help sent to you, right? It's too much, unless you're like a politician or something like that. Even then, they may not. So, you take your life into your own hands. But that's all I pretty much had to say about this. I'm not going to be all happy about it like the left, but we gotta understand people make their own decisions, and they're gonna live by them. But if you like my content, subscribe and have a great day. See ya.